The internet is buzzing after a tweet from Sin GIFs ignited an unexpected debate comparing Sydney Sweeney and Sydney Thomas, two blonde bombshells who've captured the public's attention. The post, which has amassed over 270,000 views and 11,000 likes, has Twitter users fiercely debating their favorite Sydney or, in some cases, completely missing the point and naming places like Sydney, Australia. The now viral tweet playfully pits the two women against each other, highlighting their shared blonde hair and physical attributes. As the conversation unfolds, the responses are as varied as they are entertaining. One user cast their vote for Sydney Sweeney, commenting, "She's the first result for a reason." The reference to the first result may allude to Sweeney's mainstream fame, bolstered by her roles in hit shows like Euphoria and The White Lotus. On the flip side, another user backed Sydney Thomas, declaring, "Thomas, untouched by Hollywood." This sentiment resonates with fans who admire Thomas for her relative anonymity in the entertainment industry, making her appeal seem more grounded. Interestingly, not everyone felt compelled to choose. Some opted for humor, with one user saying, "Sydney, Australia, hands down. No contest." Others added to the mix by jokingly naming other Sydneys, like local landmarks or fictional characters. While it's unclear what inspired the original tweet, the discussion has taken on a life of its own, blending humor, fandoms, and a touch of absurdity. So, which Sydney do you prefer, Sweeney or Thomas? Or are you booking a flight to Sydney, Australia instead? Let us know. In the age of social media, celebrity culture has become more than just entertainment. It's an interactive landscape where fans, influencers, and even casual observers engage with their favorite personalities on an unprecedented level. The most recent online battle that has taken the internet by storm involves two rising stars, Sydney Sweeney and Sydney Thomas. While both have made a name for themselves in Hollywood, their paths diverged significantly over the past year, setting the stage for a face-off that is not just about talent, but also about image, perception, and public persona. This clash has sparked conversations across platforms like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. The fandoms of each star have rallied behind their favorite, creating a virtual tug-of-war where opinions are polarized, and each side has found reasons to back their champion. But what exactly is behind this so-called Sydney Showdown, and how has the internet responded? The rise of Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney, born on September 12, 1997, in Spokane, Washington, rose to prominence with her breakout role as Cassie Howard in HBO's hit series Euphoria, 2019-present. Her portrayal of the vulnerable yet complicated teenager who struggles with self-esteem and relationships resonated deeply with audiences. Her performance earned her critical acclaim, making her one of Hollywood's most sought-after young actresses. Before Euphoria, Sweeney had appeared in various television shows, including Everything Sucks, Sharp Objects, and The Handmaid's Tale, but it was Euphoria that solidified her place in the industry. Her striking looks, combined with her natural ability to portray complex emotions, quickly made her a favorite among fans. Beyond acting, Sweeney was recognized for her advocacy of body positivity, breaking down stereotypes around what a leading lady should look like in Hollywood. However, Sweeney's rise to stardom hasn't been without controversy. In 2021, her personal life became a subject of public interest after photos from her family's social media, including an incident involving a controversial photo of her wearing a Trump 2020 hat, stirred some backlash. While Sweeney later explained that the photos were taken in a familial context and not a political one, the incident was enough to spark online discussions about her political views and personal brand. Despite the controversy, Sweeney's career has continued to skyrocket. She starred in The White Lotus 2021, which further expanded her reach and showcased her versatility as an actress. Sweeney was even nominated for an Emmy for her work in both Euphoria and The White Lotus, making her one of the brightest stars of her generation. The emergence of Sydney Thomas. In the wake of Sydney Sweeney's rise, a lesser-known actress began to catch the attention of Hollywood and social media. Sydney Thomas, born in 1998, is a rising star whose breakthrough role came in the Netflix series The Last Wish, 2023, a fantasy drama about a group of young adventurers navigating a magical world. While Thomas's role in the series was relatively small compared to Sweeney's major projects, her performance stood out due to her natural charm and the complexity of her character. Before her role in The Last Wish, Thomas had appeared in a few independent films and television shows but was largely unknown to mainstream audiences. However, her breakout performance led to her being cast in a few upcoming projects, including a major role in an upcoming science fiction thriller. Despite her relatively brief time in the spotlight, Thomas has generated a buzz on social media platforms. Her fresh-faced, relatable appearance and every girl charm have won her an equally dedicated fanbase. One of Thomas's most distinctive traits is her ability to engage with her fans on social media. Unlike some celebrities who distance themselves from online discourse, Thomas actively interacts with her followers, often posting behind-the-scenes content, personal updates, and candid opinions about various topics. This approach has made her more relatable to a younger audience, and her fanbase has grown exponentially. The clash of two Sydneys. The Sweeney versus Thomas narrative began to gain traction when the two stars were simultaneously gaining recognition for their respective roles. Initially, it appeared to be a friendly rivalry, with fans comparing the two actresses and discussing their strengths. However, as their careers progressed, the competition became more pronounced, particularly as both were vying for similar roles in Hollywood's most coveted projects. The tipping point came when it was revealed that Sweeney and Thomas were both in the running for the lead role in a major superhero film. The project, a new addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was highly anticipated, and fans were quick to take sides. Some pointed to Sweeney's established acting resume and her role in Euphoria, while others championed Thomas's fresh take on characters and her growing presence in indie cinema. Social media users, particularly those on Twitter and TikTok, quickly turned the casting decision into an online spectacle. Memes, polls, and fan edits of the two actresses began to flood the internet. Fans of Sweeney emphasized her versatility and experience, while Thomas's supporters rallied behind her authenticity and her underdog status. This division sparked debates not just about acting talent, but also about what each actress represented within the broader landscape of Hollywood. The role of social media in shaping public perception. As with many celebrity rivalries, the battle between Sydney Sweeney and Sydney Thomas isn't confined to a traditional public relations battle. The internet has amplified the stakes, with both sides leveraging their social media platforms to influence the narrative. Sweeney's Instagram, which boasts millions of followers, is filled with carefully curated posts that showcase her glamorous lifestyle and various high-profile collaborations. Meanwhile, Thomas's TikTok presence is more informal, with videos that offer a behind-the-scenes look at her life and candid moments that appeal to her more youthful fanbase. For many young fans, the idea of picking sides between the two actresses goes beyond just their work in Hollywood. The internet has transformed celebrity culture into something more personal, as fans feel a closer connection to the stars they follow. For some, supporting one actress over the other has become a form of self-expression, reflecting their personal values and preferences when it comes to how celebrities engage with the world. Moreover, the rivalry between Sweeney and Thomas has sparked discussions about the expectations placed on young women in Hollywood. Some commentators argue that the internet's tendency to pit women against each other in competitive spaces is harmful, reinforcing outdated stereotypes about women needing to compete for limited opportunities. Others, however, believe that the rivalry between the two actresses is part of a healthy and natural discourse, where fans can engage with and discuss their favorite celebrities. Media coverage and the impact of public opinion. Mainstream media outlets have also played a role in fueling the Sydney Sweeney versus Sydney Thomas debate. Articles comparing their styles, personalities, and future prospects have been widely shared across the internet. For example, Variety ran a feature exploring how both actresses were shaping the future of Hollywood, while BuzzFeed published a lighthearted quiz asking readers to choose which Sydney they thought would dominate the next decade. The intense media attention has only further solidified the perception of a rivalry. Journalists have often framed the two actresses as opposing forces in the battle for fame, with some outlets even going as far as to create clickbait headlines that pit them against each other. While both Sweeney and Thomas have remained largely professional and diplomatic in interviews, the media's framing of their relationship has continued to stoke the flames of online division. The fans speak out. While the media and social media platforms may amplify the narrative, it's ultimately the fans who have the most power in this debate. On Reddit, for example, fans of both actresses have formed dedicated communities where they discuss everything from their acting careers to personal anecdotes about their lives. These fan bases, known for their loyalty and passion, are vocal in their support of their favorite Sydney. Some fans of Sweeney argue that she deserves to be recognized for her hard work and consistency in taking on challenging roles in high-profile projects. They often point to her achievements in both Euphoria and The White Lotus as evidence that she is one of the most talented actresses of her generation. Conversely, Thomas's supporters celebrate her authenticity, praising her for staying true to her roots and using her platform to connect with fans in a genuine way. While both sides remain steadfast in their devotion to their chosen Sydney, it's clear that the rivalry is more than just a competition between two actresses. It's a reflection of broader cultural issues, such as the pressure on women to succeed in a highly competitive industry, and the way social media can amplify and polarize public opinion. The Sydney Sweeney versus Sydney Thomas face-off is more than just a celebrity rivalry. It's a reflection of how the internet shapes public opinion, fuels fan culture, and influences the way we perceive celebrities. While both actresses continue to rise in prominence, their contrasting personas and fan bases have become a microcosm of the broader dynamics at play in the entertainment industry. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear: the internet has found its new obsession. Whether it's through memes, fan art, or passionate discussions in online forums, the rivalry between Sydney Sweeney and Sydney Thomas has become a defining moment in the world of celebrity culture. What began as a friendly competition has now grown into a cultural phenomenon, and it's clear that the internet will continue to pick sides in this showdown for the foreseeable future.